Hey, how's it going, guys? Here Ryan94 back with another action figure review. Today we are looking at the Marvel Mezco 112 Collective Cable. This is of course the regular release. You can see the front of the box here. We have a gray and blue black color scheme. And I say regular release because there is a PX exclusive coming out. And then here's the side, got some blue, and on the back side we get a look at the figure and some of the accessories that he comes with, which we're going to take a look at right now. Alright, and there he is out of the box, and you can get your hands on one of these yourselves if you hit the link down below to onestoptoyshop.com. That's where I picked this guy up, along with Aquaman. If you haven't seen the Aquaman review, I put that up yesterday. Check it out if you haven't done so already. But Mezco did release Aquaman and Cable at the same time, so a little double whammy there for December. And if you were eyeballing these guys, check it out. Hit up One Stop Toy Shop down below. Social media and the website's up down there, so you can check it out if you are unfamiliar with them. So here he is. He looks great because of the armor, man. So much detail on this armor piece, on this torso piece. It looks really good. Overall, the use of cloth is nice too. It's the torso right underneath the armor and underneath the boots and the thigh straps, or the little pouches he has wrapped around his legs. I always forget the names of these things, so forgive me for that. But we get some nice accessories too. Only 2 heads, so we get him with this neutral head, which is attached out of the box. Once you this is how he comes out of the box, by the way. Of course, I always show them how they come out of the box first. So we got the fist. It's always a pair of fists on, and then the neutral face is on right now. So let's take a look at the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So first up, we have the head. So I just want to show the neutral face first. And I'm not, to be honest, I'm not too crazy about this face. It's okay. It looks okay. But definitely, I don't know. It could have been a little bit more expressive, even if it's just neutral. It's a little bit more angry in this one, but these are the only 2 heads that we get with this Cable. So maybe a yelling face could have been cool. Then we get a pair of open hands. As you see, the right hand has the glove, and the left hand is just a metal arm. And that's going to be for every pair of hands we're going to see here. So this one's a trigger finger. And these are detailed very nicely. As you see, the paint job is clean and nice. And then we have the grabbing hands here to grab onto something. And that's it for the hands. We get a pistol as the first weapon. And this looks cool. Look at the colors and the detail and the sculpt on this thing. It looks nice. It's a very futuristic looking gun, of course. And just the overall details on these weapons look phenomenal. I like the wash. I like the variety of colors and the sculpt. These are definitely new sculpts too. This piece in here does rotate around. I don't think it's removable though, unless I'm missing something. But yes, there it is. And then we get another cannon or rifle or whatever you want to call it. Look at the colors on this. Look at the detail. It looks really good. As you see here, there is a slot for a magazine or ammo or whatever you want to call this for the future. And that slides in right there. And you get 2 of these, of course. Like always, we get a nice extra one in case we lose one. And then last but not least, we get a nice looking knife. And this is actually a grenade launcher, and this is a plasma cannon, to be more specific. So Mezco was nice enough to give us some holsters. As you see on the very front, we get a holster for his pistol. So you can just slide this in here. And it's a nice tight, snug fit. And that's about it. Yep, there it is. So it's in there. So that looks good. And then on the side here, we get a slot for his knife. And this should slide in just fine. And there you go. So it's a nice fit. And now we can admire the detail and the paint on this. I think this is the thing that really stands out about this figure. This is what makes this figure that much better, is the detail. Just look at the armor here. Look how nice this looks, how realistic it looks. So there's the ab padding, the shoulders, the torso of course, and the back side looks good. This is actually where you put the batteries. It's nicely hidden. That just slides off. You unscrew this, there's the switch, and then you put the batteries, which are included. I almost forgot about that. So there's the batteries always included, and he does come with your basic Mezco base and stand. So as you see, the cloth is the pants and the shirt right underneath in there. And look at the detail on the arm. I just like admiring the details on figures sometimes, because it's nice. It's nice work. The boots are very nice too. Got the battle damage scratches and scuff marks underneath the boots too. Also, if you couldn't tell, these things are not going to slide down or up like they do in Marvel Legends, because they were nice enough to, you know, tie it up onto the pants there. So they're tied and they're not going anywhere unless you break that. Also, the neck piece is very similar to Cyclops. If you have the Cyclops Mezco, it doesn't move. It's a ball joint and it doesn't hinge or anything. So the head really isn't gonna move forward and back too much. We're gonna see that in the articulation parts of the video, but just want to mention. And this doesn't slide off like it did with Cyclops, because the batteries go into the back. It doesn't go into the neck piece like it did for Cyclops. Alright, so with the articulation, you would think that he is very limited, and he does get limited and hindered at some areas, but he's more flexible than he looks. Now, back to the head, he's not going to look down because of that, that ball joint doesn't hinge or anything, and the way they did the inside of the head, it's very limited too. So, it does go left and right, goes up a little bit better than it does going down, and that's it. The head's very limited, but you can get your standard left and right movement, and yeah, that's about it. So the arms are going to go forward about this far, and they tried to make the shoulders a little bit bendable as much as they could, and that's about as far as you're going to get his arm going forward, and then back, and then in and out. Not too bad there. So at least you can go in and out fairly nice. There's a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, and then a hinge and swivel at the wrist. As for the torso, you can actually bend it back fairly, so you can see that, how that separates the armor, and then you can bend it forward pretty good. Not too bad for being all armored up like he is and buff. He does swivel at the torso too, it's a diaphragm joint, and then the waist does swivel too, and it does crunch forward and back, so not too bad when it comes to the torso of the figure. So the legs are going to kick forward about this far right here, which isn't horrible. That's pretty standard for all of the figures, so that's nice to see. And on the other side, same thing. Then the legs are going to have a thigh swivel. They go in and out about that far. What more can you ask for there? And then we have, I think I did say there's a thigh swivel, right? Then we have a double jointed knee, and then a boot cut at the shin, and the ankles are a little bit more limited. Forward and back's really not, doesn't make a difference. So it does move forward and back, but it's not significant there. The rocker joint, very little too, and then they swivel, it does swivel left and right. Alright, now I have put the batteries on, the 3 little batteries that are included, and let's turn it on. So are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. Here we go. Look at that. That looks really cool. So let's put this back on. There's also a light on the back side too. So we get the light here. I love how it's not just the face, but it's also the torso. So we get the light on the back, and then the 2 white lights on the side, and then the X for the X-Men symbol in the middle, and his eye. So this is why we have that ball joint piece here, because the light shines through the top too, just like Cyclops, and then they made this like this because of the eye. So not only does the eye look good when it's not lit, like this one looks normal, and then you can also light it up too. So very cool, very nice. I think it looks great, and this is with my review area lit up too, and it looks really bright. So I like that. Alright, this is with one of my lights turned off, so a little slightly dimmer. And we're going to get all the lights off in a sec. Alright, there's all the lights off. So you just see his eye, his X on his torso, and then the 2 white lights on the sides. And then here's just one of the lights in my room on. Yeah, I think it looks pretty cool whichever way you have it. Of course, you want to see the figure, so you don't want it this dark either. But if you ever want to do a scene where he's in a dark room or in a dark area, you can pull it off. Alright, so let's get towards the end of the video here and start comparing him next to some other figures. So we're going to start off with Deadpool. This is, of course, all these are going to be Mezco 112 Collective figures for right now. So this is the Mezco Deadpool, and he stacks up a little taller than Deadpool, which seems good. And then of course we need to put his father next to him, and we have Cyclops on the right, also Mezco of course. And these all look great together. Throwing in some DC into the mix, we have the Mezco Aquaman, which I just reviewed. This is the one that just came out, and he looks great. And then this one did not just come out, but we have a Onyx edition of Sovereign Knight Batman. Here we got one last comparison. We have the Marvel Legends Cable, and he does stand taller. It's a bigger scale, I guess, than the Mezco 112 line. But overall, I mean, when it comes to detail and best bang for your buck, definitely. I mean, come on, it's night and day. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Cable figure with light up features and all. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day. Bye.